So Tarek, tell me what's new in the great state of Minnesota.
You know, really exciting times in Minnesota. Coming off of a historic budget, huge budget surplus in the governor's last budget. We're really endeavoring on some really big things. Paid family medical leave. We're starting a brand new agency, Department of Children, Youth, and Families, and really excited about the opportunity and the promise that that represents for children and families in Minnesota. Really big modernization within the Department of Corrections. We have a modernization fund that we run as a startup pitch contest to really reduce risk, find digital opportunities. And one of the things that has been really, really profound is the governor has made the consumer and resident and citizen experience a core part of his One Minnesota plan. And he's asked us as the technology organization in Minnesota to lead that customer experience goal area, which is not all about technology. It's really about changing the way you work and changing the way you engage with Minnesotans, which has been really exciting.
So when you stand up a new agency, right? Not a thing that happens often. What does that entail from an IT perspective? What do you have to think through and make sure is in place?
Yeah, you know, it's similar to the activities that you see in the private sector, right? It's in some sense it's a divestiture, but it's also an opportunity to understand how information and data can be used in a different way to really further the mission and the aims of that particular organization. You have to deal with everything from, you know, newly designed spaces, how to create a place for the workforce to engage and collaborate, but then also you have this huge application portfolio from many different agencies that you're bringing together, and it creates the groundwork for a new digital strategy that will really improve the lives of children and families in Minnesota.
Great, and you talked a little bit about your technology modernization fund. You know, this is something that a couple states have, the federal government has. It's a big player, it's a big game changer for a lot of folks, but I want to hear more about the Shark Tank aspect of it. Tell me a little bit how it works.
Yeah, I do really think it's a big game changer. If you think about the normal cycles, they're really geared towards big things, but a lot of times impact happens in that space that isn't necessarily, you know, the largest dollar amounts. And so the governor created this technology modernization fund, $40 million, and we run it literally like a startup pitch contest. Agency business folks come with a pitch deck. Normally it's 5 to 7 minutes in length. We have a business leadership-led advisory group that provides recommendations. We try to put some boundaries around it, that you're going to seek funding less than $1 million and you're going to return value in more than a year. And the types of ideas that we've seen have just been amazing. Lots of digital services to change the way Minnesotans interact with government, an opportunity to reduce risk, an opportunity to really change the way we work in different spaces. Ultimately, it's created an incredible excitement within the executive branch that there is an opportunity for new and improved ways of working.
That's awesome. You talked about the governor sort of empowering you all with the One Minnesota project and rethinking customer experience across the state. Again, this is one of those top topics that people have been talking about for years, but something seems to be different at this juncture. What's happening in Minnesota that's really empowering and fueling that effort? And what are some of the results that you've seen so far and that you'll see soon?
You know, I think sometimes it's a convergence of opportunity and just the right time. Certainly the governor, lieutenant governor, we have leadership that really understands and believes in the transformative power of technology. They really believe in improving the citizens' experience, and that digital frequently is an opportunity to improve that. We have a huge initiative that changes the way we work in general, where we really are taking a heavy product approach, you know, really getting away from a project mindset and creating these project teams that consist of business folks as well as technologists that, you know, really work with a continually groomed backlog that is really dialed into the citizen experience. That starts with people at the center of what we do. And so we have this, you know, perfect trifecta of opportunity, change that's happening within the executive branch, and really focus from the top as it relates to the opportunity that serving people in a different way can really make a big difference.
You know, I think we talked for so many years at NASCIO about CIOs getting the seat at the table, and everything that you've said so far is all about having that seat. You're involved in standing up a new agency. You're leading a statewide customer experience initiative. What is that like for you as a CIO, as an IT leader, to sort of have that chance, have that opportunity to do that?
I think it's just a natural evolution. We have great technologists within our organization. We have an incredible cabinet that the governor has assembled that really works as one team. And we frequently, and this is really to the governor, the credit of the governor, we frequently refer to the executive branch as the enterprise. We view ourselves in many ways like a large organization does, where we lean into each other. We look for opportunities that are interagency, that really cut across that work. And certainly for us, to be at that seat, I think probably the most important role that I have, as CIO, sometimes as chief instigator, but certainly as chief digital officer, and really trying to find those ways where technology can make a difference. And we have people that are wonderfully committed, both on the business side and the technology side, that saw during COVID, during crisis, the role that technology can play, and that these large initiatives are not measured in years anymore, that they're measured frequently in months. EV rebate programs, an opportunity to provide financial benefits for frontline workers that worked during COVID. Like all those types of initiatives really were projects from beginning to end that took well less than a year.
I can't let you get away without talking about AI. I think that the next run of sessions here at the conference are literally all AI and something else. Tell me about Minnesota and AI and what you have going on right now.
We started quite some time ago. We have a group that we refer to as TAIGA, TAIGA, stands for Transparent Artificial Intelligence Governance Alliance. And we started really with making sure that we create the foundation. And this work started well over a year ago. We published our view of AI and what that may mean for the executive branch, so that vision for AI. We published guiding principles for how we're going to approach that work. We have a policy that covers all executive branch that is really aspirational, that really encourages safe exploration. And then we have a really strong governance process to make sure that in a transparent way, as these opportunities come up, we look at it as enabling our workforce and empowering our workforce, as well as finding opportunities for AI within the services that government provides. I testified not too long ago in front of the Senate Tax Committee, and that was kind of an interesting opportunity where I think 5 years ago, it was hard to imagine someone in my role testifying in front of the Senate Tax Committee unless it was due to an implication of something that went well or not well with technology. But this was just testimony related to the opportunities that AI may represent for the Senate Tax Committee and our Department of Revenue.
And then lastly, we see each other about once every 6 months at a conference like this. Late September, early October, when we talk again, what do you want to have gotten done in the last 6 months? What do you want to have achieved by the next time we meet?
Certainly we want to continue to provide that broad education as it relates to AI, really creating that community of practitioners, a large community of people that are interested, and really enabling that community with actual tools and opportunities and capabilities. We want to continue to really make inroads and further our whole of state cybersecurity services that we're providing. We already have over 200 organizations that are a part. I think over 40,000 enrolled devices across the state of Minnesota. And so the service portfolio that we provide there is really robust. And it's important for our townships and cities and tribal nations and counties to continue to build that out. And then we want to continue to build this consumer resident Minnesotan experience as it relates to the opportunities that digital services provide. So next time when we meet, ask me if we've created at least 10 more digital service opportunities.
You got it. We'll hold you to it. Good to see you. Thank you, my friend.
You got it. Thank you.